I see that Jorge Vasquez with Greystone Investment Group is with us at this point. So before I start into the working through the cheat sheet, Jorge, if you would go on and open up your mic there, if you're able, and say a few things for us there, maybe a little inspiration about using Instagram as we move forward. So Jorge, any thoughts for us as we get started?
Thank you, Alan. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Everybody doing great. Awesome. Just going to be honest with you guys. Instagram is the one that I know the least. And I've relied on Alan when it comes to the training on Instagram. But just like any other social media, as we know, millennials are very use it often. It's very popular among millennials. So it's just another tool. The more social media accounts that you have, the more you're syndicating. And by the way, we could do most of that for you as an agent of Greystone. The more exposure you're gonna have. So I cannot wait to learn as much as possible from this training. And thank you, Alan, for putting it together. Appreciate it.
Hey, Jorge, you are you're very welcome there. And first thing I want to do, I'm going to just go on and hit the cheat sheet just a little bit, because as Jorge was saying, there's some really important Instagram statistics there. The users in the United States are the biggest users of Instagram. There's about 1 billion plus Instagram user accounts, and 90% of those follow a business. And so as we look at the demographics in just a little bit, I think that will be evident as to why. Half of those 500 million users use Instagram every day. And we'll go on and skip down to the demographics, because I think that's important, especially as we think about your audience. Whatever your business may be, we've got a lot of real estate folks here. We've got some marketing folks on with us, I've seen already. We had some RSVPs from insurance, financial people, mentoring, etc. So whatever your audience is, you need to figure out what niche perhaps of your audience. So Gen Z and millennials are the biggest users of Instagram. So if your audience, if your client profile, or at least a niche part of that, is this age group, if perhaps you're going to be attracting the Gen Z before they move into where they're going to be purchasing your product, whether it might be real estate, it's great to be on Instagram. As a matter of fact, 85% of teenagers prefer Instagram as their most preferred social platform. So it's a good time to be on Instagram. Those teenagers are going to be going to college, they're going to graduate, they're going to be buying a home, and that might be 4 or 5 years. So it's a good time to be reaching out to them.
Alan, you know what my kids said to me, and some of them, my oldest kid is 23. He says to me, Facebook is for the old people. And I'm like, what? I'm so shocked. And yes, there's some new adults that will be ready to buy soon, just like my son, 23 years old, that do not have any access to Facebook at all. They rely 100% on Instagram. That's why you need to be ahead of the game and be there as well.
That's right. And Facebook realized that their demographic was aging, and it was your grandparents' social network. And that's why they bought Instagram, and that's why they bought WhatsApp, because they understand that. So they've changed Facebook to be attractive to a younger demographic, and they added stories, and particularly that helps with them quite a bit. So as we look at the age demographic is going to be a younger demographic. Although almost half of the demographic up to nearly age 50 use Instagram. You go down ages 25 to 29, 57%. So even if you're selling to a demographic that is 50 and or just a little bit younger, which probably all of us are, then Instagram is a great place to be. At least half of them are on Instagram. Now, the income in the United States, 42% earn $75,000 a year or higher, and 43% have a college degree or higher, and 37% have some sort of college. So what we're talking about is a demographic that is a little younger, that has perhaps a little more money, and perhaps a little more education. So for a lot of it, that's a perfect demographic. So let's get into, with this, we're calling it more of a training. So we want to get into the basics because as Jorge already indicated, a lot of folks, even if they have an Instagram profile, maybe they've converted that into a business account, and we've helped several with that, don't really understand a lot about it. So what I want to do, I'm going to share the screen on my phone because the setup has to be strictly on your phone. If you want to, go on and log in on your phone on your Instagram account so that you also can be looking along with me in this regard. All right, so I'm just going to go into my Instagram app. And now I'm going to go into the settings area. First thing I'm going to do, at the very bottom right hand, you will see my profile picture, and I'm going to click on that. Now in the middle of the screen, you will see edit profile, and I'm going to click on that. We'll look at the settings in just a moment, but if you do not have a business account, Instagram business account, it's important that you convert over. It's really easy just with a click. You say make a business account. I think they've recently changed that to a professional account. They've got a creator account if you're doing like videos and stuff like that. You get some advantages with a business account. You get to put the URL of your business, which is a big plus. They've recently added that. Number two, with a business account, you can use a third-party application to do your posting, which means you can do it while sitting at your PC or your laptop. So it is a giant hassle to do your posting on the phone. It is a piece of cake to do it on a third-party application. And I'll show you the one we provide to Greystone that we use personally for our business and also other businesses in just a few moments. But you have to go to your phone to set up your profile. So make sure you do that. Fill it out completely, just with all the stuff that you see here. Make sure that you have your category set. You can see mine is Internet Marketing Service. Make sure that you have your contact options filled out. And you can have an action button. None of the choices for that match our type of business, so we do not have one. And your profile display as a business, I would suggest that you don't hide that with anyone. You let everybody see it. So just go through there. And again, if you don't have a business account, you won't have all of these options, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. Some people, just an FYI, will change their website URL. if they have some sort of campaign going on. Some people will put their YouTube channel there because they're really pushing everyone from Instagram to YouTube. Some people will be running a campaign and they'll be talking about a particular aspect of their business, and they'll have a landing page on their website dedicated to that, and they'll try to push everyone there. So the website URL is used for a lot of stuff, because in many instances, it's the only clickable link you'll have with Instagram. There are some different options if we're using stories, which we're not going to really talk a lot about tonight. And if you pay to promote Instagram posts, then you have some options there as far as clickable links. But for most of us, sorry about that. I lost my, let me reshare that. For most of us, that's the only clickable link we're going to have. So that's super important. So now I'm going to go out of this and I'm going to go over to settings. I just X'd out at the top left-hand corner. And now let's go into settings. You see at the very top right hand, I've got a hamburger icon, 3 lines. I'm going to click on that. And that's going to open up a menu. And at the very bottom is settings. So I click on that. So there are a lot of things here with the settings. One of them is the account. I'm going to go in that one first. It's about 2/3 of the way down. I'm going to click on accounts. And so this gives me a lot of information regarding my account, but I'm going to go down to the bottom. And you see that's where I can switch back to a personal account, or I can switch to a creator account. Now, a creator account is a different type of business account. So there's, on occasion, you're going to need to switch to a personal account if you've got trouble integrating with your Facebook page or with a third-party application to do your posting from your laptop. Again, the third-party application, I'll show you the one that we use. We provide to our customers. We provide to Greystone. And the third-party application posting to Instagram is still in beta testing. So there are not very many applications that allow you to do that. The one that we use does, and it works quite well. The Instagram API doesn't let us yet post the stories. I suspect that it will soon, but it does let us post, just do the general post to Instagram, and it works really well. All right, so as you look at the rest of the options here on your account, there's just a few that I will point out, and one is connect contacts. What this basically does, it's notification to your contacts that you're on Instagram. So it's a good way to get some extra followers. So if you do not have that enabled, again, I'm going to click on it, contacts syncing. I would just go on and turn that on. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing else to do other than to just click that on. Okay, so I'll go back, and the next one is linked accounts. If you've got a business Instagram account, you have to be connected to a Facebook business page. And of course, why did Instagram do that? I would say probably because they're owned by Facebook. And so a lot of the controls, such as with running ads and with third-party applications, is going to go through Facebook. So you need that. You can also connect some of your other social profiles if you would like to do that. All right, so I'm back. The other one is request verification. Now you may see the Instagram and they've got the little verification badge there. and you may get this or you may not get this, but it's worth applying for. If you do, it's just going to make you look a little bit better on Instagram. Okay, so I'm back. And again, you can go through all of these later. You can watch the video in detail. It'll be, it's being streamed live right now on the Image Building Media Facebook account and on the Greystone Investment Group Facebook account. So, and Homes for Income is another Facebook. Now, and so you can go there. This video will be archived. You can go to our website, Image Building Media, and you can go through these things more slowly. All right, so the last one I'm going to show you is the branded content tools. And if you use Instagram very much, and if you get your followers going, you're going to be available for this, where you can use the branded content tag. And this is just going to help you a little bit as you're doing your tagging with Instagram. We're not going to get super deep into, you know, doing the post, doing, you know, a lot of hashtagging and things like that. We're just covering the setups. We're going to get into some basics, but this is one of the things you need to be aware of and just be watching for it. All right, so with all of that done, I'm simply going to move out, and we're back. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to get some Ray. He's organizing the questions for us. Ray, I'm going to come to questions in just a moment before we go to, you know, what to post. And if there's any questions regarding setup, any, you know, regarding the profile or the settings, we want to take those questions, if any, and then we'll move forward to, you know, what to post, etc. And, you know, I think I'll do that right now, Ray. So, Ray, you want to see if we've got any questions there that we can take at this point. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing this, Ray, as you do that.
All right, I don't see any questions yet in our chat, but I'm actually looking on the Facebook page to see if there's some that might have come in.
All right.
We can keep going for right now.
Okay. We're also, I'm going to come back to our cheat sheet now. Okay. So once, you know, once you've got your settings, now, of course, you're going to want to begin posting. And again, for me, it's a giant hassle because, you know, Instagram makes you use your phone. And to me, that's just a giant hassle. If you really want to get deep into Instagram, I mean, they've got some cool little tools and everything to do that. But let me just share my phone once again. I'll do some of that, and then I'll show you the third party tool that allows you to do this from your desktop and allows you to do so much more. It makes all of this just a breeze. So let me share my screen here. Let me share my phone. All right, so if you were to do the posting manually, we've got a few options as to how to do that. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to click my profile picture, and you can see the story that oops, went away. Let me hit it again. The story that I put up there just a couple of hours ago. And the stories last, sorry, it keeps clicking off. The stories last 24 hours. They're visible a rather short amount of time, sort of like Twitter. And also you can share them to your Facebook. Facebook incorporated stories. It's been, oh, I don't know, a year or so ago, to try to get the younger people back into Facebook. And again, they last only 24 hours. You can, you know, do something lighthearted, funny, put a little funny video clip or something there. but stories will get you some visibility pretty quickly. I'm just going to go down to where it says below my edit profile. I'm going to go just where it's got the plus mark and it says new. And it'll just show you the new story head highlights that are there. And then I'm going to go a little bit further down to the bottom. And it's got the little house for home. It's got the little search icon. And in the middle, it's got the little plus mark there. And here I can just take a photo, or I can go to a gallery and I can go through my pictures here. And I can select a picture that I want to use. And you can say next. And then it will give me some little options if I want to take a little bit different option there. With a filter, I can say next. And I can tag people and add a location. And then I can also share on my Facebook. I can go back there if I want. And, you know, I can edit that a little more. I can say I'm done. And I can write a caption. Just something that I can delete later. I can share that. And then, of course, I'm done. There you go. So, sort of a hassle, isn't it? You know, you got to create an image, select something that's already on your phone. You know, you've got to go through all of those steps, you know, but you can do it. And, you know, that's pretty much just the way that the posting is. Again, they've got stories, they've got video. You can do live video, just like you can do with Facebook. And, you know, you can post to Instagram. Let me go on and show you. I'm going to stop sharing this for right now. And let me go on and share with you and just show you very quickly the third-party tool that makes this really simple. You can do it all just on your desktop. And I just prepared this little one right here. I can just take you through this really quickly. This is a tool that we use for our business, all of our customers. It's the one we provide to Greystone. You just say compose. You're just going to select which profile it's going to go to, and we've got some shortcuts to do that, but just going to say, you know, we're going to send to Facebook, Google, Instagram. We're going to send it to LinkedIn. And we're also going to send it to Twitter. And Pinterest is in there too. Sorry, I didn't select Pinterest, so we'll skip them for right now. Then, you know, this is a test post, just whatever you want your post to be. And you just come right here, you select your image. I get to browse. Oh, got to go down here and find one. This is one I used for a post not long ago. And it brings in the image. You can click the little eyeball. You can see what it looks like on Facebook, what it looks like on Instagram, what it looks like on Twitter, what it looks like on Instagram. You can go out of that, and basically a few other little options you got. You can click send now, boom, you're done. And it's gone everywhere. You can come down here, you can schedule it. You want to schedule it for a different day. You're doing several at a time. You're scheduling them all for different days. Very short amount of time, you're done. You can drop them in what's called a queue, and then the queue will automatically schedule it based on what schedule you've set up, and it's done. It does a lot more than that. But you see how easy it is when you can use the tool to just do it really quickly versus getting on your phone, and it's just like a giant hassle to do. So it's really simple. You can send it to all your social profiles all at one time. Super simple to do. All right, Ray, I'm going to stop sharing here, and let's see if we've got any questions that anyone would like to ask, and from there we'll move forward. How about it, Ray?
All right. So if anybody has any questions about Instagram, you can say it in the chat, or, well, just keep it to 30 seconds. You can actually unmute, and we'll go ahead and let you ask questions to Alan at this point.
All right, anybody have any questions? All right, so we've been just sort of covering some, well, just super basic stuff, okay? So again, Instagram is great for this middle-aged, younger demographic that has, earning a fair earning with some disposable income, going to be purchasing perhaps some, some things that others might not, like to purchase a house, et cetera, like that. And also a lot have the education. So,
Alan,
yeah, go ahead, Ray.
we have a question from Elaine Simmons. She's saying how to use the tool to post to a client's account.
Okay. Hey, Elaine. Appreciate you being with us this evening. I've known Elaine for some time. She creates websites for her clients and does a super good job of that. So, Elaine, and for everyone who are with us, Elaine's question is toward clients, and you would say, well, I don't need that. But I tell you that as you grow your business, like with Greystone Investment Group for real estate, they are managing with, I believe it's 5 or 6 accounts. They are managing over 100 social profiles and growing. So it's a super important question. So Elaine, I'll just show everybody here really quick. I don't want to get into the weeds. I don't want to get into the weeds with it, but I will just show you really quickly, because if you're growing your business, if you think that you may have either multiple locations or that you may have multiple team members, because remember, if you've got a staff, they've all got their social profiles. And one of the greatest ways to get your message out is if you have your staff that they are also posting on their profiles regarding things that are happening business-wise. And that's, Greystone does a little bit of that with syndicated. So if you have an agency like Elaine, like we do, if you have a business with multiple team members or employees, if you have a business with multiple locations, this is a very, very important question for you. So basically, what we do is this, is we'll create a number of different accounts. And these accounts will have different purposes. Here you see we've got 6 for Greystone. And within these accounts are different profiles. And the profiles within any one account can be broken up into groups. Now, the beauty of this is, for example, from the main Greystone account, we basically control all the posting going out to all of the accounts and all of the profiles using an option that's called a queue. And we've got queues set up to do certain things. So, for example, when we take an RSS feed to bring in articles from different websites, we automate the process to select the articles that meet our criteria and then to automatically put them into the queue where they are automatically sent out. So, and then the second thing that we do, and Jorge's assistant does a lot of this work, for the for the posts that are entered manually, for a real estate person, it's going to be properties, it's going to be things related to the business, it's going to be perhaps hard money financing, it's going to be articles that you put on your website. Then Jorge's assistant simply comes in here and then will put the posts into the queue. And the queue is set up to automatically send it out based on specific criteria to the profiles. And so by using this tool, well, if you're a solo entrepreneur, it saves you gobs of time, just with Instagram alone to be able to use your computer, much less to send it out to all your profiles at one time. If you have a business that is grown, you've got team members, you've got maybe different locations or you've got, like Elaine, you've got clients, it just makes it where it can be managed and dealt with minimal amount of time. And you're basically putting technology to work to what would literally be like in Greystone's situation. We'd have to bring on another 1 or 2 people to be able to handle it. But we let technology do that. So Elaine, I hope that answers your question, and I really hope that was valuable for everyone as the agents, as the business owners we have with us are thinking about growing their team. It's super important information because leveraging that team with social media is super important.
Absolutely.
All right, Ray.
We have Nadia. Nadia has a good question. Is there a way to share YouTube videos at all?
Yeah, and I think we're going to open up the mic and let the agents ask their own question right there, Ray.
Sure.
Is Nadia able to do that? Nadia?
Oh, yep. I just had a question if we can post to YouTube or take the YouTube videos and post them on there.
Okay, so that is a great question, Nadia. Nadia is with Greystone Investment Group, by the way, and she specializes in corporate rentals and does an amazing job. So YouTube, with YouTube, you can use the tool to post to YouTube, but YouTube's API doesn't allow us to do enough because each of the social channels dictate what you can do with any third-party tool. So the YouTube will let us do it, but it doesn't let us do it enough where it's worth messing with, in my opinion. But what you do, Nadia, is once you have your video on YouTube, you create a post that will go out to all of your social channels, and you can push them to your YouTube channel. You can push them to the exact video that you're talking about, and you can push them to your channel. And I don't want to get into all the little technicalities of it, but there are some options where you can put your post in one time and say you want that post to be repeated, say once every 2 weeks for 2 months. With a couple of clicks, you can say that, and the tool will automatically create all those posts for you. You don't have to create all of them. You create one, it will create the rest. We've got one gentleman, by the way, I don't want to get too far off topic here. We've got one gentleman who is who's a successful writer, and Twitter is like the best thing in the world for him. And he uses that just to put posts out on Twitter like crazy, and he'll schedule them far in advance and use that automation, and it's really been a good thing for him. So if I can also, Nadia, make one other little comment. If you take your YouTube video and you put it on your websites, and then you push people to your website to watch that YouTube video. Put it all through your social channels, do all your posts, push them to your web page to watch the video. Your website is where you're going to convert them. That's where you've got your call to action. That's where you've got your lead generation forms. That's where you've got your sign up for my newsletter. As a general practice, you want as much as possible to push them to your website. And it's great to have them on YouTube. That's free video hosting. And the other thing is YouTube is going to bring you a lot of people you may not ever reach otherwise. But even when you've got your post, on YouTube, still have the URL to go to your website for them to learn more, because you want to get them to your website. That's where you're going to convert them. That's where they're going to click and call. That's where they're going to put in their contact information. That's where they're going to do a lead generation. You want to push them as much as you can to your website. So I hope that answered your question, Nadia.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Ray, any more right now? Any more questions, Ray, that we have for us there?
Oh, that was the last one. I'm sorry. I was on
No
mute.
problem. No problem. Okay, guys. So let's talk about what to post, because we've done this with the different social channels we've been talking about. With LinkedIn, which is great for B2B, and that includes real estate investors. You're going to do one kind of post. It's going to be a very business post. With Instagram, you're going to have more lighthearted, jovial. You know, we talked about with Facebook about using humor and saying, oh, you know, some is good. You want to be careful. You don't want to use too much. On Instagram, you'll use more. So being lighthearted, whimsical, not serious. Like, you're going to be serious with LinkedIn. You're not really going to be so serious with Instagram. Also, in regards to the color palettes, it could be really tempting to have like reds, you know, oranges, really passion. You know, you want to really get those clicks. What actually does better on Instagram is a blue palette. It's, you know, the color blue, it instills confidence without being too serious. Red is like, you know, it's like click, 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 you know, I want to impassion you. Yeah. Instagram is more about being whimsical, about being fun. So the blue palette works a lot better with Instagram. Unlike Twitter, 15 posts a day is the average. And unless you're using a third-party tool, that becomes impossible, especially if you're a solopreneur there. So, that's the average. With Instagram, 2 is the average. You definitely don't want to go over 3. 1 to 3. Go with Instagram. That's pretty much about it. You can do live video with Instagram. And they also have their own TV network, IGTV, Instagram TV. And you get some benefits with Instagram TV with the links that you can do. But for most companies right now, the cost of producing something for that does not justify just getting a little bit of benefit for the click. So sort of be careful with that. So Instagram posting, lighthearted, authentic, use emojis, use hashtags big with Instagram. Typically don't use more than 4. And also if you want to use a branded hashtag as one of them, that's cool. Now, the links on Instagram posts, generally speaking, are not clickable. Hashtags are clickable. So use a branded hashtag. That's going to take them to your posts. You know, of course, anybody can use the hashtag. If it gets real popular, other people are going to start using it. But that'll take them to your post. And so don't use more than 4. You can geotag. You probably saw while I was doing a post on my phone, and also with the stories, you can geotag. So that will get people in your area. So if your business is in Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, etc., then geotagging will help you reach those people. You can engage people by including a call to action caption. So at the very top, that would be something, a call to action that will say, you know, here's the hashtag you have to click for XYZ or something like that. Just try to get them to do something. Oftentimes in Instagram, since you can't put a link, people will simply refer them to bio, their bio, and just say, see bio for the link. In their bio, that's where they can click the link. So that's very common. I think that is about it, just as far as general stuff with posting. Now, I'll make one more comment about that before we go to the last topic, and I'll come to you, Ray, before that, with see if we have any questions. But for many businesses, they simply post the same thing as they put on Facebook, Twitter, whatever they put on Instagram. And that's perfectly fine. One of the techniques is to use a link shortener like bit.ly. If somebody wants to see that link, it's really easy for them just to type it into their phone. And of course, using a third-party tool, simply just want to use a link shortener there, automatic, boom, there you go. So if Instagram is not a really, a really big channel for you, it's not for us. It's not for us in our business. It's not for Greystone in their business, but you still need it to have the exposure. It's good for the SEO. You're going to have some followers. That's cool. So just use a tool. Stuff goes out automatically. You don't have to do anything special for it. Boom, it just happens. It's done. It takes no more time. And that's what a lot of businesses do. All right, Ray, before we talk about getting more followers, do we have any questions out there?
We don't at this point.
All right, guys, if you have some, be putting them in. We'll be wrapping up soon here in just a moment. You'll see on the cheat sheet that I have, I've got links to get some more information. There's a lot of information out there. Just Google search, Instagram marketing, something like that. But talk about growing followers, and basically it's the same as with any other social channel. First of all, you got to have your profile set up. You got to have it optimized, as we talked about. Start following people on Instagram just like you would do on YouTube or Twitter or LinkedIn. And then they start engaging with them a little bit and comment on their posts. React to their posts, give a like, make a comment, things like this, just like you're going to do with any other social channel. And then hopefully they'll start following you. Those people will start commenting on your posts. And when they do, just respond back, just like you're going to do on Facebook, Twitter, or anything else. One little side note, using a third-party tool will help bring those messages in there. So you see them, they come into your tool, just reply right there. Boom, you're done. You're out. You don't even go to Instagram. You don't go to Twitter. Don't go to Facebook. Just do it from your tool.
Hey,
All
Alan,
right,
we have Elaine with a quick question. So I'm just going to unmute her real quick.
Yeah, Elaine. Hey, please ask your question. Good to hear from you tonight.
Please explain stories some more. Some have multiple screens that slide by too fast.
Yeah. So, and Elaine, what is your business name and your URL there?
I'll type it in the chat.
Cool. I wanted to give a chance to do that. I appreciate you being here. So the stories are made to be just little short snippets, and both on Instagram and on Facebook, they just go, basically it's a slideshow that just sort of goes through. And with that, if you've got something just really simple to put on there, you've got some little promotion, as I put on ours, the little URL, and you probably can't see it now, but I'll try to see if I can go over. I'll share my screen share my screen. I had this set up earlier and probably it's already gone. But I'll go over to my personal Facebook here. That's our business one. Right there it is. Okay. So now we're on our Facebook and you can see that my story from Instagram was shared and is now on my Facebook. And of course that comes in here and you can see people, they just click through there, you know. And so it's just a really fast way for people to click through, and you can see the little, you know, the little bar at the top is going to be there and boom, it's gone. So these are just really short little things that you can put there to grab somebody's attention. And, you know, they just, it's like watching a little slideshow. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so hang on one second. Sorry about that. Mine in my ear, I don't know if you're able to hear that, but I had some loud music going on. So anyway, they're just really quick little things. They go by fast and they become really popular. And so if you want to try some stories, just try some, have some cool pictures, you know, have maybe a little short little video thing, a little audio thing, and, you know, it may be something good for you, but, you know, it's very entertaining with that. And Elaine did put her URL, ElaineSimmonsDesign.com. Want to give her a little plug there. And, you know, she's been in Tampa for some time and does a great job with her web designs. All righty. So I think, you know, I think that pretty much does it for tonight. You're welcome, Elaine. Any other questions, or I know we've got about a few minutes left, but any other questions before we go on and wrap it up for tonight? All right, guys, we'll go on and wrap up. And again, you can reach out. To me. Just go to our website, imagebuildingmedia.com. And of course, Greystone's website, GreystoneInvestmentGroup.com. And of course, they specialize in real estate, residential investment, et cetera, like that. Ray, thank you for that. Appreciate that, Nadia. Appreciate the great comments coming in. Ray, any final closing thoughts there?
The only thing I'll say to agents is just use all the social media platforms that are available. I'm even using TikTok at this point, even though I know it's more of a young person's app. You'll be surprised. I actually got somebody who's interested in joining our team from TikTok, believe it or not. And it was a gentleman around our age. So you never know where some business is going to come from.
That's exactly right. And you know, TikTok doesn't allow any integration with third-party tools, and that's cool. But again, by using a tool, you can just send it all out to them at one time. And, you know, Instagram may not be your channel you're really doing anything with, but with the tool, boom, it just goes. You got a presence. So you don't have to spend any time at all with it. So, yeah, just be using all the channels you can use, and you never know where those leads are going to come from. All right, guys, we'll go on and conclude. Thanks for all the kind comments. Really appreciate that. And in another 2 weeks, Thursday at 5 o'clock, we're talking about YouTube. And YouTube is great. A lot of people out there. It's a free video streaming hosting service that would cost you hundreds of dollars a month if you got your own. One of the greatest things in the world. We'll be talking about that 2 weeks, Thursday, 5 o'clock. And thanks for being with us, everyone, and have a good evening.